It seems like advertisements are impossible to avoid these days, which is not a new thought or statement coming out of my mouth right now. Yeah, they've always been around, like the 1-800-LAW commercials that would wake you up in the middle of the night when you're sleeping at your grandma's house. 777. Or the incessant stupid billboards that just plague the side of the roads when you're going down the highways. However, recently, I've been feeling like we're in the era of the ad. You can barely open your eyes without being advertised to, let alone use your phone. There will be an ad on there. And the worst of all of these ads, in my opinion, is the fake relatable content that is an advertisement. Especially on TikTok, these will usually be posed as a tea story time or an honest review. Yeah, right, okay. Telling you something about how you can make $5,000 a month with about 3 minutes of work, which I wish we lived in that reality, but we simply do not. And I think I hate these ads more than literally any that I've ever seen ever in my life before. Because these aren't honest reviews. They're paid promotions under the guise of real, relatable content. So what is relatability marketing and undisclosed ads? Relatability marketing is a strategy focused on creating authentic connections by mirroring customers' lives, emotions, and challenges, making them feel seen and understood, often through raw, user-generated, or behind-the-scenes content instead of overly polished ads. In this day and age, pretty much everything we see revolves around relatability marketing. We see this through influencer hauls, every brand ever commenting things like "Yes, Queen" under any person's TikTok trying to gain exposure. And I'm not gonna lie and say it doesn't make sense for brands to be using this type of marketing. People are usually more willing to buy from creators that they see themselves in rather than some big name celebrity brand or literally a Super Bowl commercial. Especially when it seems that everything is being sold and bought online. Where I think this relatability marketing really crosses the line though is how we're getting so many more undisclosed ads. Or basically as close as you can get to an undisclosed ad while it's still being technically legal. If you didn't know, undisclosed ads are any ad that the person selling the product doesn't say this is an advertisement, so it's why you see like hashtag ad on anyone's video that they're selling something. And people sometimes choose to not disclose their ads. They play a little gamble game here, but considering you can be literally sued for this, but sometimes they won't put that it's an ad or they'll hide the hashtag ad on the screen so that they can appear more relatable and seem more genuine selling the product. Well, I'm not claiming that every influencer does undisclosed ads because they're not. I do think that a lot of influencers like to toe the line on what is legal and what is not at all. But the ones that I want to focus on today are these horrible, undisclosed, questionable, I'm still not sure the legality of them, ads that are just fake story times, fake identities, fake relatability. And all in the name to push some stupid product that is probably just farming people's data. The other day I came across a video of a girl confronting her boyfriend with cheating on her.
Hi, babe.
The drama. And then she turned the camera around and it was some phony ass website. Scroll. And then I see another video of this girl talking about how she got a "hey girly" text because her boyfriend was on a hunting trip and she was packing up her stuff and moving out. And I'm brought into it at this point. It seems like a very real video. And then she flips the camera. That stupid fucking website is there again. And the thing is, I know this is an ad because I keep seeing this same horrendously designed app pop up time and time again. And it's clearly like following the same pattern of a story time happening. It's not real. There's nothing in the description that indicates that it is an ad. And you might be thinking, well, maybe she just actually used it and found her boyfriend cheating on her with that app. Well, then why the heck is the rest of her profile only videos about Cheater Buster? Nowhere is it ever showing that's an ad. She's got a dang link in her bio. There's no way that this is not paid promotion. On her page, there's nothing else that points to her being a real person. There's no other videos, scenarios, no nothing. So then it got me thinking, this is so crazy that there's no ad anywhere and this video has 100,000 likes. With her only promoting the singular product, is this illegal still? Is she now like an advertisement in itself? Is she an actor? Does that like take away from it being undisclosed? Or is just putting the app in the description enough? When it comes to advertisements, I feel like I should be able to tell. And it just threw me off so bad because while I do find myself pretty good at being able to figure out what's real and not real on the internet. You know, I'm not perfect though. I did fall for AI bunnies jumping on the trampoline for a few seconds before I realized that they weren't real. But either way, even if I wasn't truly falling for this relatability marketing, so many people do in the comments. Maybe they're not downloading the app, but they're not believing that this is an ad. So of course, because I'm nosy and want to find out more, I need to do a little bit of investigating. Time to take a deep dive. You might be wondering, why are you wearing a hat? And that's because I'm going undercover. No other reason, not because my hair looks kind of weird because I just dyed it. So I have seen some people talk about how Cheater Buster is fake AF, but that does not stop the thousands of people believing it in the comment sections under any of the videos.
Are you done? Are you done?
First of all, I don't know where she got that crying sound or if that's her real man pretending to be crying, but that's fucking insane. Also, this app looks so horrendous. This looks like if you told a baby to draw a dating app and then you put what the baby drew into a AI algorithm to spit out whatever it is on the other side. And as I was scrolling through the Cheater Buster videos, a common creator kept popping up. Kelly. Apparently her boyfriend has cheated on her thousands of times. Kelly comes up on the Cheater Buster page often. She has 9,000 followers somehow, probably because she's hot. Sorry. But with this type of content, what else are you following someone for?
What is it?
It's our 6-year anniversary, and I finally found out that you're cheating on me. Why did you make me wait 6 years and waste time with you?
I was gonna propose to you tonight.
You still going to?
Yeah.
Yeah. He like kind of smiles afterwards. Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious.
Now what? What? What is that?
Your Tinder
What is that?
account.
What is that?
It's your Tinder account.
What do you mean my Tinder account?
Yeah, I found you on Tinder.
No, we're not doing this on video.
This doesn't make me want to use the app at all, but this is making me laugh. His acting. These are like funny ass skits. This couple should just make skits, period. Maybe they delete the comments, or everyone's just really fucking stupid. He not ready for married. Speak your truth, Deborah Gutman. As I was scrolling, it became apparent that it wasn't just confronting boyfriend videos, but fake story times and quick 30-second videos that someone would post as if they were just so caught up in the moment upset. See, these videos feel more real than our shitty actors. Obviously, Cheater Buster is a red flag that this is fake, but we've seen a lot of videos where people kind of feel like they're impromptu recording and trying to just sort of catch someone in the act.
What is that?
It's your Tinder profile.
What is that? What are you talking about?
Tinder profile.
No, we're not doing this right now.
Is that not the same exact video we just saw of Kelly and Jack?
What is that?
What is that?
It's your Tinder
What is
What
that?
is that? What
What
are you
is that?
talking
It's your
about?
Tinder account.
No.
They gotta diversify their scripts a little bit. It was time to try out Cheater Buster for myself. So first things first, this looks exactly like a website, and I guess it makes sense considering it's revolving around cheating, but I've never seen something look so fake in my life. Discover accounts using name, photo, or location filter. Don't dating apps have like certain privacy? You can't reverse image search to someone's dating app. Like they'd have to have that posted on their Instagram or something. I think that's a part of Tinder and Hinge's privacy. I could be wrong with that. So let's put me in here. I'm 24, I'm a girl, Chicago. Upload a sexy picture of myself. Also, I know I'm not going to be on Tinder or Hinge or any of them because I don't have a profile on any of those sites, but I'm curious to see if they will clock me for some reason. And I have to pay for it. Not gonna do. Psych. So I started editing this video and I realized if I didn't pay for Cheater Buster, then I wouldn't have truly finished my investigation. However, I know for sure that I am not on Tinder, but I had a bright idea. What if I use one of my friend's photos, who I know is on dating apps, to see if I can find her through Cheater Buster? For obvious reasons, I'm not going to show the deep dub because it's my friend, and I don't think she'll be chill with me, maybe not exposing her being on dating apps. So I'm going to put her photos in, put her name in, put her age in, and I'm going to see what comes up with that. I just paid 15 to 30 minutes. Well, I guess I'll wait 15 fucking minutes. So the results are in. She's not on Tinder. In hindsight, I'm like, maybe she's just not specifically on Tinder, but I think in general, this proves that this is phony baloney. Back to you, me. So after doing my research, number one, what a horrible app. Definitely a scam. I think what most bothers me about Cheater Busters is while it is just shady marketing overall, and I think that's bad, the fact that it also revolves around cheating, which is such a horrible experience for someone to go through, and essentially stealing $19 from someone who's probably going through a really hard time feels so immoral. Like, I imagine the only people that are going to download that app and pay money for it are the people who are on their final leg of trying to salvage the relationship, trying to connect with their partner, trying to make sure that they're not cheating on them, and then they're just out of $19 with no answers. But it just breaks my heart a little bit. Even in the comment sections where people are trying to support someone that they believe is being cheated on, even though they're not being cheated on at all, but they're trying to relate and connect with them and share the love, you know, make sure that they feel like they're not alone, and it's literally an advertisement. And also, I'm 99% sure that this is an undisclosed ad. Everything that we see of Cheater Buster is an undisclosed ad. So if you ever see any of those videos, just report them, do some good for the world, and just report it. If you're not going to report it for being an undisclosed ad, please at least report it for being a horribly ugly app. After I discovered Cheater Busters, obviously I was very curious if there were any other apps or products out there that were using this undisclosed relatability marketing like Cheater Busters were. So I started doing some research, scrolling on my phone, and a video popped up where a girl was talking about how she made so much extra money from this side hustle that she was doing. And she just felt like she had to share with the class because, you know, she's got to help the people out. Psych. That video was an ad. Side hustle culture always kind of just icks me out because it gives girl boss in a bad way. But she looked about my age. I almost feel like I recognized her, which maybe I had seen some of her videos before. And she starts talking about this app called SideShift. With her video, she had SideShift tagged in her comments, but still there's no ad anywhere. Hashtag ad. Hashtag pay promotion. And I do actually logically understand how the hustle culture apps, you know, undisclosed ads, stuff slides through the cracks because there's just so many, and also people will fall for literally anything to try to make extra money. It's really depressing, but it's true. Like, it's hard to make a drop shipping adjacent sort of thing look fake because it's already kind of a fake industry in itself. But either way, I was intrigued again, so I had to hit the investigation room.
Just doing my side hustle last month, and I am so like happy about it. Like, I needed to put you guys on.
So this was my first introduction to the SideShift app. She sounds very real. This sounds like a real person who's just making a regular video trying to help someone out. But the thing is, I know this is a, if not paid advertisement, there's some form of tomfoolery going on here. We all know it. And for someone to comment promo, and first comment, by the way, they were catching on immediately, for her to say, no, just helping the girls out, I feel like that has to be illegal.
People are sleeping on it. Within 2 hours after applying for my first gig, I had someone reach out to me saying that they wanted to work with me.
That's honestly one of my first red flags, is when there's an over-promising, someone reach out to me in the first 2 hours. I highly doubt that. Scrolling through the countless SideShift ads, it became very clear that it wasn't just one-off advertisements for the app, but there was whole pages dedicated to SideShift. Susan Payne is one of the many pages that is strictly only promoting the product that they say is just an easy hack to save your life. No strings attached at all. Not the youth that dedicates your whole life and soul to making TikToks about it.
Most side hustles take so much time away from your family. But with SideShift,
I know she's not an actress, so this is kind of low-hanging fruit for me to say, but she could have tried a little bit harder to pretend like she wasn't reading from a script. I'm not believing that.
Okay guys, here is my honest review of the SideShift app. At first I thought it was just going to be
Also, starting that, hey guys, want to tell you my honest review. Honest review where? Honest review where? Now that we're done making fun of these people, we have to actually look and see. Hopefully this doesn't take all of my information. Probably will. First of all, this interface looks like shit. Why is the logo not centered? Or doesn't look centered because of the arrow on the end? That's pissing me off. I'm a job seeker. What best describes you? Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, grad student, graduated high school. I am graduated. Rate us. Do I have to? No. Alright, so now we are in the SideShift app. Apparently, right now, if I could apply to make $12,000 a month. Do not apply before reading full description. I don't know if I want to click on that link. I'm gonna apply without it. Can I apply for something where I don't need to fill out my profile because I don't want to do that? A brand ambassador? Oh my god. You can get Cheater Buster from this app. Holy shit. Incentive based on views. I think you have to make a new page, have to post a video every day, recreate videos we send you and make them your own. Literally copy them. I guess don't break what's not, don't fix what's not broken. Jesus Christ. Apply. Damn. Okay, apparently I need work experience to do any of this, so we're just gonna look at it. Yeah, basically these are just like slop to flood people's algorithms, and you can get them through here. I also highly doubt that anything pays you $12,000 a month. Like, what the fuck could media maxing even be? It all just seems like it's all also finding out that stupid Sidecar app, whatever the fuck it's called. Finding out that has Cheater Buster promotions on there. You know, maybe I am inclined to believe that you actually can make UGC videos from that SideShift app, but I think they're all stupid scams like Cheater Buster. So after doing my research, I would say that these are all undisclosed ads. The thing is, you don't pay money for this app, thank God, or at least for as far as I got, you don't pay money for it. What I would describe it more as is an MLM where the only way to probably make money off of it is to funnel more people to the app. While there were those UGC opportunities on there, I feel like people might make money off of those. Obviously I didn't try it, but it all just kind of seemed like a way to get people to go to the app, download the app, and then try to use it, and then nothing ever come of it. So they can sell your data, which, damn, now they're gonna sell my data. Honestly, that's my karma, because when I was about 10 years old, I would always be upstairs at my grandparents' house on their computer trying to win a free iPhone, just like constantly putting in emails. I definitely gave my grandpa's computer insane malware and viruses. Overall, I just think that if 30% of people that used their phone actually paid attention to what they were looking at, then we would not have as many undisclosed ads. We would not have as many of these whatever the heck these ads are, because people would be able to call out that they're fake, so then the relatability marketing wouldn't work as well, so then people wouldn't do it as much. Obviously, a lot of marketing hinges around people's emotions, and I'm not saying there's necessarily anything wrong with that. You know, everyone's cried to at least one ad in their life. I know I have. But I feel like there is a line that shouldn't be crossed when it comes to advertisements and playing with people's emotions, that you need to at least disclose it's an ad, one, and two, yeah, just disclose it's an ad. Because doing it in an undisclosed, coercive way just feels money hungry and slimy. So why is it bad that we are being fed undisclosed ads? Well, for one, it's just shady to be pumping out relatable content in the hopes of someone buying your product or subscribing to your app. Yes, this is partially the consumer's fault for not realizing that they're watching an ad when it's very clearly an ad.
Yeah.
But also, in the consumer's defense, we're used to being aware that we're watching ads, and that's legally how it should be, even if it's an entertaining ad. Because it's not wrong to be entertained by an ad. That's kind of one of the things they have to do. And there are a lot of really artistic or just straight up catchy advertisements that we consume every day. But if you're being tricked into watching the ad and finding it entertaining because you're being lied to, that is where the problem is. Not only is it illegal, let's say that again, illegal, it is illegal to have undisclosed ads, but also it just kind of ruins the social casual environment of social media. I mean, it's not always like that, but ideally, you know that you're being fed stuff all the time. You get an ad every like 10 TikTok swipes, but you want to know that at least that you can swipe extra fast past the one you don't want to see, which is the ad. And I have no doubt that it will get worse if these ads are not consistently reported and people don't start pushing back against them. Because as we know with advertisements and just capitalism as a whole, if you give an inch, they will take a mile. We consume media in hopes of being free from the constant noise that is happening around us. And if we aren't critical enough, even in our doom scrolls, soon enough we're going to be watching full out beauty commercials like the way we watch Get Ready With Me's. Low-key, that has already happened though. I'm talking to you, McKay Kayla, whatever your last name is with the Boston accent, I know your tricks. Which if we use her as an example, she has been catching a lot of backlash for having undisclosed ads or just hiding the hashtag ad on the screen when she's using a product so it seems more relatable. But what I'm trying to point out is that advertisements will find their way sneakily into everything that they can and are unfortunately most effective when people feel like they relate to it. But like I said earlier, you can make good ads and disclose the ads. You don't have to trick people to get people to buy stuff. There was an ad from Dove when I was a teenager. In this commercial, they had people describe themselves to an artist, and then they had other people describe that person to an artist. And the artist painted both renditions of the person, and the point was kind of like, you're beautiful no matter what you think of yourself, while also being a Dove ad. And I'm not gonna lie, I ate that shit up. I thought that was a great advertisement, and I fully knew that it was a Dove ad, and I was like, wow, I fully relate to that. I'm a teenager and I hate myself. That makes me want to see myself in a different light. Well, in that commercial, there was obviously an element of the Dove advertisement where I think they were talking about like skin and whatever, because Dove's a soap brand. But I thought that it was really effective advertising for Dove. It could be why I still wear the same smell of Dove cucumber deodorant, and I buy it every time, and I have since I was 12 years old, and I don't plan on changing anytime soon, to be quite honest. But I think if I wasn't aware that that was an ad and I found out that it was an ad later, I wouldn't have liked it as much. I wouldn't have related to it as much, and I would have like a bad taste in my mouth from it. Overall, my point is that I don't really like how advertisements try to imitate how people are in real life. I think to have a loyal audience, whether that be a product users, movie viewers, music listeners, whatever it may be, you shouldn't have to trick people into liking or using your stuff, especially under the guise of relatability. I mean, I guess all marketing is kind of a trick in some ways, but this is just different. Like the fact I'm having a preference of the ads that I have to see because I have to see so many bad ones that are just relatability baiting me.
My sister sent me proof that he's active on Tinder, which means he's cheating on me.
I don't care if you can't find your coat, just go.
I hate a lot. Slight sidestep here, but since we're talking about advertising, I want to talk about a few other advertising things that I have thought about recently. The first is every time I think about ads, I think about how every night when I go to sleep, I listen to Bob's Burgers. Bob's Burgers is on Hulu, and Hulu has, if you don't pay for it like I don't because I'm not paying for Hulu like that, Hulu has, how do you say, one ad for every minute of the show. I swear to God, the most ads a streaming service can have. It's actually horrendous. And every time I think about falling asleep and having to listen to probably 500 ads a night, depending on how long my show is running for, sometimes I get dead ass a little bit scared about how much I'm being subliminally advertised to. I'm surprised I haven't started having random product placement in my sleep. Even scarier, which has happened though, is sometimes I'll be watching Bob's Burger or just a show on Hulu when I'm awake, and I'll see an ad and why do I know that whole ad word for word? I've never seen that ad before. You have. Baby girl, you have seen that ad before. Is this entirely a choice I'm making to watch this show while I go to sleep and also watching a bunch of ads while I go to sleep? Yes. But I love Bob Burger, okay? My point with bringing up all of this is it's just depressing how movies, TV shows, media in general is no longer being made with having enjoyment at the forefront of the creation. And instead it's being made so you can sell things before, after, or during whatever it is. You might be thinking, Megan, you have ads on YouTube. And to that I say, I make $18 an hour at my job, leave me alone. A girl needs some extra cash, okay? I live in a city. Anyways, one of the only positive things about advertising in traditional media is that it has to be disclosed or you could get in a lot of trouble. There is a clear distinction, so even if you are being, forced to watch 20 minutes of ads on a 20-minute show, at least when the ads come on, you know it's an ad, so you can get up and go do something else, or you can just ignore it, or you can watch them, whatever you want to do. But you know what you're being served. It's not like it's pretending to be a part of the show. And that being let slide on the internet is extremely concerning. This probably seems unimportant in the grand scheme of the world, but really, without having firm boundaries on things like advertisements, it opens the door for far more unethical tactics to occur, especially online, since it's a far more unregulated space. Not to mention when we consider the rise of AI going along with advertisements. I see a very clear future of AI being used used to make up absolutely fake things that will have fake promises that will probably only do one of two things. One, being a waste of money and isn't real, or two, will steal your identity. When it comes to AI, it seems like as of right now, the limit will not soon exist as to what you can make. And by make, I mean fake things that are fake and are only used to trick people. And honestly, even without AI, people are already being tricked by things that they shouldn't be. And just because someone might not be the brightest bulb doesn't mean that they deserve to be scammed. Not to mention all the old people who don't really understand AI, or all the really young people who don't really understand AI. Undisclosed ads, AI, everything mushing together is going to create an absolute monster online that nothing will be able to be cleared as real or fake. I feel like that's my biggest fear. One last thing before I sign off on this video. What sick fuck decided that you should be allowed to put mid-roll advertisements in movies, particularly at the very end of a movie? Is nothing sacred in this world anymore? You know, you can give me advertisements in TV shows, you can give me 10 on the front of the movie, 10 on the back of the movie. Don't put them within the movie. There should never be a possibility that I'm watching the pivotal scene of a movie and I get a CarMax ad. You know, I knew capitalism bred the most greedy people to ever walk this earth, but to put an ad on my TV when I am watching the final 10 minutes of When Harry Met Sally, you should be ashamed of yourself. Overall, we've become so deeply entrenched in this money-hungry advertisement ecosystem of social media that there is really no way to escape advertisements, but also I think there at least needs to be a distinction of when I'm being advertised to. I think it's a slippery slope to be okay with seeing those ads and letting them go by without saying anything about them, and that if we don't push back, if we don't report, much worse things will continue to happen. We already have so much overconsumption online, so if we're gonna throw fake products into that mix, like, people are going to be spending so much of their hard-earned money that they shouldn't be, but they will spend anyways on stuff that doesn't exist, and they will get scammed time and time again. And I think this is just one layer of becoming desensitized to fake stuff online when we need to be resisting that as much as possible nowadays. Okay, well that's the end of the video. This one was fun. I don't know, advertisements are everywhere obviously, and I just had to rant about them a little bit, you know how it is. I'm sorry if I sound a little nasally in this video. I was a little sick. Ignore that. Probably should have said that at the beginning of the video, but whatever. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Follow me on Instagram. I'll put it right here. Happy holidays and have a happy new year.